you guys, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. My name is Christabel, the original Power Ranger princess, but on this channel I am Princess Power Ranger. So, I only say it's been a hot minute since I've shot a video, and I'm really trying to get better at it. But I promised you guys I would do a follow-up on my dark-sided astrology series. So, before I even get into this video, I just want you guys to know that when I talk about astrology, astrology is essentially a pseudoscience. It's one of the oldest pseudosciences that, people have used to predict, crops, and within those predictions, often human beings fall into one of the 12 different zodiacs. I talked about Aries being the ram, that came first, the first in the astrological sign. And straight after Aries, on the 21st of April, sometimes the 20th, but the 21st of April, begins the Taurus season. And it goes all the way up until the 20th or 21st of May. So essentially you have two types of Tauruses, your April Tauruses and your May Tauruses. What I will be talking about, I will only be talking about the dark-sided, toxic, dark empath, narcissistic Taurus man. In a follow-up video, I will be talking about the dark-sided Taurus woman. And I really want you to know that when I talk about, the dark-sided version of this sign, it's not to say disparaging things or horrible things about people that are Taurus, but rather it is to impress upon you guys the idea that people are so varied, and often, some people are on the light side and other people are on the dark side. And it's important when we talk about astrology that we know how to deal with somebody when they are on the dark side or toxic. So that's what this video is about. Now, Taurus, it's an earthy sign. It's the first earth sign, actually, in the astrological chart. And I want you to think of pleasure. Throughout this video, I want you to think of pleasure. Tauruses, they love stability. They love the home. They love comfort, luxury, good food, good sex, good conversation. This is the sign of, this is a sign of, I don't want to say the bullshitter, but Taurus, whether he is on the light or dark side, he is charming as all hell. Taurus understands the importance of reputation. Taurus understands the importance of communal relationships and having good street cred. So whether a Taurus is, working in rubbish construction or whatever, or he is working in law, or he's a doctor, the one thing remains the same, is that this is a very charming sign. Unlike, their brother Aries, who is, loud, brash, exactly, he is what you see, Taurus will play on your mind. Now, if he's uneducated, he'll have hella street knowledge, hella street cred, and he'll charm you with that. Taurus is always the alpha in his mind. He represents that energy, and he does it in such a wonderful way that even when he is toxic, he comes across as so protective, so knowledgeable. If you're a sapiosexual, then he's the type of guy who is he's going to impress you with either his degrees, his life experience, or his general street cred. But that's all to sort of charm you and lure you in. Taurus looks good. Can we talk about how good Taurus looks, even when they don't? What you need to understand about Taurus, because they are so fixated almost with respectability or how the world views them, they want to not only charm you, but they also want to charm everybody else in the room. So they work on their appearance. I mean, I know of guys that are Tauruses that even if they don't have money, they'll steal at their job just so they can afford those Jordans, just so they can afford that cologne, just so they can afford that meal out. Because regardless of the economic situation, Taurus will always be driven by wanting to be comfortable, by needing to be comfortable. And at the extreme end, yeah, he's gonna steal. Now, I want us to talk about Taurus in bed. Like, let's talk about what that energy looks like, how it's expressed when he is being sexual with you. Now, because Taurus is about charming you, and they're often good at articulating themselves when it comes to what they want, in flirtation or dating or whatever, they'll say a whole lot of nasty things to you, and best believe all those nasty things will be done. Taurus enjoys spicy time. They love to feel their partner, and they love to express their sensitive and emotional side through the act of sex, whether they are on the dark end or light end. Because Taurus man is born into a society where he is taught not to show emotions, he understands this, and he quickly, wipes those little tears off, but his heart still weeps. And that's why they're so possessive. That's why they're so cautious. That's why they're so mistrusting, because they really are. They're these big bulls, but really they're these soft, gentle, giants, looking for that love. And when they're narcissistic and toxic and not understanding how love is to be expressed, intimacy is always going to be important, but intimacy can turn into how he possesses you. Often girls and guys and gender non-conforming pals who hook up with Tauruses talk about how, girl, it was almost like he was using me just to for his cum bucket. And I'm like, yeah, he probably was, and he had a damn good time doing it. Tell me more, girl. It's about owning the autonomy of your body at the extreme end. And at a very, very dark end, when he is dark-sided, narcissistic, and into dark, ethereal things like the occult, the dark-sided version of witchcraft, all of that and more, then yeah, he definitely uses feminine energy to harness power. I mean, these dudes are players. When they're all the way terrible, it really is a game of how they lure you in with their words and the fine dining. He takes you everywhere. He pays for everything. Y'all live good. When people see y'all, it's like, we decked out. But he doesn't do all the bill. He doesn't pay all the bills. There are times when there is no money. It's all about the appearance. It's all about what he owns. It's all about you, his possession. So one definite way you can tell that you're dealing with a dark-sided Taurus man is how he expresses himself sexually with you. If after the, space time, you can definitely feel like your energy has literally been zapped out of you, but not in that life, like leave some for the honeymoon. No, in that like, I feel like a part of my essence and soul has been taken from me. So, yeah, I mean, it gives that. Now, I talked about how charming they are and how they are concerned with their appearance. Now, if he has a good job, if he has some like schmunty, 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 this boy is going to be zaddy. I mean, let's be real. Even if he's working at Amazon, he's going to be zaddy. He's not going to pay a single car payment or bill. He'll be behind on everything, but he'll be ahead of all of us when it comes to his fashion sense. I mean, when I had the idea to make this video, I knew that I had to come correct. I'm not going to come talking about Taurus and like not try to at least, try to look pretty for Taurus men, because they do so much for us visually. So, yeah, he's gonna look all sexy, but, wait, come here. Gag at this. When he's dark-sided, and this is how you know, he's gonna find a butter face, not a bad bitch. And let me explain why. Remember how I said they were little boys who were crying on the inside but had to be these strong bulls, and they're very controlling, and they want to know all your secrets and some? Well, when he's dark-sided, as a way of wanting or needing control, needing that stability, needing to control a woman, he can often go for someone who is not at his level. He'll be a whole 8 talking to the 2. I mean, if he's really dark-sided, like, you'll see the couple walking past you and you're like, okay. Like, I see what this is. I definitely see what this is. And he will find someone who is less attractive, often as a way to control her, because he understands his position within the relationship. He definitely understands it. When we talk about the Taurus man, it's not like the Aries man who's, he's exactly what you see and he's all like somewhat of a Neanderthal. No, Taurus, even if he's as dumb as a doorknob, girl, when it comes to emotional manipulation, you're dealing with a mastermind. Aries, man, he's just gonna say some dumb shit and but they're both going to be crass. They're both going to be crass, like farting, scratching his ass, burping, like all of that, because I talked about how they love, food, wine, all of that, like fine dining, all of that awesome stuff. Because they like to eat, yeah, often they can be very, very crass. And when they're around you, they really have a tendency of letting it all, hang out. And I wonder if that quote didn't come from a Taurus man, or at least someone who is dealing with a Taurus. Because outwardly, he's going to be sexy as all hell, but in the house, he's going to let it all hang out. Now, Taurus is also ruled by the throat. Now, another way you can tell if they're dark-sided is their breath. Because they often eat so much, and Taurus is naturally ruled by the throat. And in terms of the spiritual etherical, if somebody is full of shit, it actually, with people that have a lot of Taurus energy, it lodges up in their throat, which causes them to have this like That's how you know. Like, if you're confused about whether or not you're dealing with a dark-sided Taurus, ask him something that you know he's lying about, and watch out for how that breath kicks you. Watch out for how that breath kicks you. Watch out for how that breath kicks you. Because it'll be like, you know, there's a tooth up in there rotting. And that's because they're ruled by the throat. And that happens only when they're more on the extreme end of being dark-sided. I've noticed, like, more Tauruses that are more on the line end, they can have bad breath, and it often happens, but never to that extreme. And I'm being honest, like, but he's gonna be suave and sexy, like Pimp Daddy. And I mean, I wrote a couple of things here that you know when you're dealing with a dark-sided Taurus. You know when you're dealing with a dark-sided Taurus. And I've often wondered, you know, like, because I wanted to do like a series where I focused on the narc, but with Taurus, because they're naturally sensitive, because it is a sensitive sign. It's not like Aries that doesn't have any feelings or doesn't know how to spell feelings. I mean, hell, Aries' only feelings is is pretty much in his dick. But Taurus, he feels with his, you know, like member, and he also feels with his heart. And if he's dark-sided, came from any form of instability, bad relationships, bad mom, all of that stuff, there'll be a side of him that's very controlling. And this controlling side is ruled by his need to feel safe. His need to not get to a point where his world falls apart. One thing I want you to understand with Taurus, it's kind of like, you know, the movie The Green Mile, where Sandra Bullock's character, she like adopts that like black boy, and he's all like big and buff and stuff, but realistically he's so sensitive and he's so soft that he sort of like represents the image of the Taurus man in my mind. That, you know, you have this bull who is capable of immense strength and power, but really carries so much vulnerability. Now, when expressed on the negative end, he's going to be cunning, he's going to be manipulative, and he's going to play you better. He's going to play you like a fiddle. Like, he's going to play you. And yeah, like, that's how they really, 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 really get you. Now, I talked about them being controlling. I talked about them, you know, being attracted to, like, the butterface so that he can control her. Something that a Taurus man will do, which is very interesting, and how you can also tell he's dark-sided, is that if he feels insecure about the relationship, he may trap you with a child. Taurus, like his brother that I'm going to talk about, Leo, I'm going to get on him, they often have a tendency of excess, and even with children, they'll have a lot of kids, but won't really be involved in the day-to-day activities of those kids. It's more about how he looks with those kids. He's the show up at the award ceremony dad, the dad who comes with the presents. And if he feels as though the woman that he is now fallen in love with, he no longer has any control of her body, sexuality, anything. If he feels like he can't control that part of her, he will put a baby inside of her. He'll put a miracle inside of her. And that is a way that he gains control. Now, in the relationship, once he has you trapped and locked in, and you have those kids and stuff, yes, he's going to be all about the luxurious fine dining, the good food, the big spending. He's going to take care of his responsibilities. But in a divorce, he's the type to become very, very nasty. Because how they're sensitive, those sensitive, like, Taurus, like, boys, they're slow to get angry, but once they do get angry, it's sudden and blind rage. One Taurus who comes into mind is Chris Brown. Now, when you look at Chris Brown, he be looking good. I mean, I've never met the man, but I can already tell he smells good. Walking good, singing good, dancing good, acting good, being good, except when he's not. Except when he's driven to his absolute extreme. Remember how he made Rihanna's, face kiss his fists? Yeah, like, and how he would walk past, like he would like sock the mother of his children, allegedly. We weren't there. But that behavior is very much the behavior of a dark-sided Taurus man. Just like at the end of the relationship, if he realizes he can't trap you with the baby, with the shmoney, and he can't, like, like, it gets bad. It gets really bad. With Aries, I mean, you see Aries kicking and cussing and spitting right from the gate. With a Taurus man, it may only come years after. And the issue is, he's all about his street cred, his reputation, all of that. Now, best believe, to the rest of the world, to us watching y'all's relationship, it's going to be like, no, like, there's no way he's, like, doing all of that. Like, he's the sweetest. So, yeah, they turn on you. Now, I only say that, Taurus is the true sign of the illusionist. Some people might disagree with me and be like, no, it's Pisces, girl. What you been smoking? No, it's Taurus. Taurus is the illusionist in the sense that he wants all of society to believe that he is this wonderful, incredible person. But behind closed doors, you see a side of him if you push him to the absolute extreme. And if he's an absolute narc, it might not even take you pushing him to the extreme. He naturally is the protector. He naturally carries that alpha male role in his mind. He loves organization, like being the one who is in charge of the organization, even if it's disorganized. He wants to be in charge, and he's slow to change. Slow to change. You know how he's slow to pistol whip your ass? He's also slow to change, just even at his job. And it doesn't matter how much evidence you provide. It doesn't matter how much evidence you provide. It doesn't matter, like, even if it's glaring in his face. When he's dark-sided, he'll rest on that hill. He definitely will. He'll, like, be buried on it. And he's cool with that. So I definitely think in terms of, like, the dark-sided Taurus, I covered the main things. As you can imagine with the dark-sided Taurus, because they hold so much in, and because they're the illusionist and worried about, like, what their street cred is and all of that, they hold a lot of shit in. When it comes out, it's they literally can black out whilst attacking you, and it can be so scary if he's, like, absolutely dark-sided. I talked about how, like, Aries man is always out here looking for a fight, but his bark is worse than his bite. No, Taurus man, do not back him up to a corner. His rage can even shock himself. And that's, y'all. And the thing is, it's tied in with his rigid, unyielding nature. He's not only stubborn at work, he's not only stubborn in love within his relationships and not willing to compromise. He's stubborn when it comes to expressing his needs when he needs them at the moment, in terms of emotional needs. He is the type, believe it or not, Taurus is naturally ruled by being non-confrontational because they want to keep those appearances up. But when it gets to a point of conflict and he's been pushed to his absolute extreme, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. He will resort to a lot. And because he's controlling, he wants all of your secrets. He wants to harness your energy. You are his possession. He prides himself in being protective because you protect a possession. I know it sounded sweet when I first said it, but you protect a possession. Realize that you're dealing with a man who will be your father. You will be his property if he is dark-sided. Now, like, if he's really, really dark-sided, on top of him, like, wanting you to be super, super loyal, like, we know he's, like, out at Miss Barbara house every Wednesday and Thursday. We know he has, like, I mean, like, dark-sided Taurus, man, the thing is, you have to understand, astrology will always be influenced by A, country of origin, B, how stable your upbringing was, C, your birth placement. Are you the eldest, the youngest, the middle? D, are you a twin sibling, believe it or not, because there's nuance in that. Yeah, and definitely gender. I forgot the alphabet, so that's why I've just said gender. Definitely gender. Gender, like, because in our society, I'm just laughing at myself. In our society, I'm a whole educator. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. So in our society, men and women are treated differently, and the expectations for men and women are different. So how somebody carrying Taurus energy will represent themselves as a man or as a woman is very, very different. So I'm excited to talk about, like, dark-sided Taurus. Woman, I love that bitch. I have stories to tell y'all. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my little rant about dark-sided Taurus. The advice I want to give you, if you are a dark-sided Taurus man who has listened to this, or a man with a lot of Taurus placements, or even just a woman who is Taurus, I want you to learn the importance of being like the wind. A tree that is moving and that is flexible moves through life much easier and doesn't explode. I'm saying this as a metaphor. Your mind sometimes, you need to move with the times, my guy. You really need to move with the times. It doesn't serve anyone when the people around you are telling you to please move faster, and out of your desire to control the situation or be the main alpha. It doesn't serve anyone for you to go slower when we fucking told your ass to move. Taurus does move, but they need to be the one that initiates the move. Anyways, I'm gonna end it here. I had so much fun talking to you guys, and I'm actually so glad that y'all are probably wondering why I have not addressed my outfit. I figured, if we're gonna be dark-sided and talk Taurus, like, I need to come prepared. I feel bad, though, because I still need to get my nails done, but it'll be the next one. Alright, bye, you guys. Chat to you later. And let me know if you ever want me to do, like, a clothing haul.